Good morning, everybody. It is July the 15th. It is Friday. And as you can see, we are on the road and headed to Georgia. I've got my trusty companion, Cooper, as you can see. Then I have my other trusty companion, Cade and Jagger. Nobody's here yet, so I guess y'all think I'm not going live today. Good morning, La. How are you? Got some people coming in now. So we're just on the road. I won't take long this morning. Good morning, Bailey. I've been trying to get out of the house since about 6 o'clock, so my apologies that they were running a little bit late, but Bailey says, hey guys. Jagger and Cade said hello. There's Jagger waving. So we're headed to Georgia. We got a lot to do today. We got to help with a move. I better slow down or I'm going to get a ticket. Got to help with a move. Laney's moving from downtown Atlanta over to Vining, so that's cool. She's excited about her new move, so we're going to help her for a little while. Then we've got to get to Augusta to a closing. So hopefully we got all this stuff done today. And it is bright, early morning sunshine here in Tennessee. So I'm going to put this on. I can't see people's comments now because I got these Polaroid glasses. But I wanted to, hopefully we'll get some more people in here. Everybody was on the text thread. So Bailey, I can't text everybody. Text everybody and tell them that we're live. That I saw Anna and Carrie throwing their usual morning shade when I don't get started early enough. So yesterday we had a really cool conversation about just letting the truth be the truth, and letting things happen and letting things evolve like they're supposed to evolve, and not trying to control the process and not trying to control the outcome. A lot of us are outcome based. A lot of us are end result based. A lot of us are accomplishment based. And if we don't reach that accomplishment, if we don't achieve that goal or get that thing done that we want to get done, that sometimes affects how we think, sometimes affects our mental state, sometimes affects how we progress to the next thing. So I was up this morning kind of as we were getting ready, and I was watching a little bit of the British Open, and of course, all I can think about when I'm watching the British Open is in that particular event. I know some of you guys aren't very familiar with golf, but the British Open typically is a different kind of golf course. It's called links golf. So there are a lot of mounds. There are a lot of big, huge pot bunkers. There are a lot of things. There are a lot of things in the middle of the area, middle of the fairway, where you think you'd hit it where you think the ball would be safe, that it ends up not being safe. And so the British Open really is a test of patience. It's a test of trusting the process. It's a test of trusting your swing, trusting the ball, and then just letting it go be what it's going to be. Because after they swing, and the ball leaves the club face, it is completely out of their hands. So whether the ball ends up dead to the fairway in a good position, or the ball hits a mound, or the ball bounces off of a rock, or the bird snatches the ball out of the fairway, or the wind blows, while the ball is in the air and blows it out of the air and blows it 15 yards offline, there's nothing they can do about it. You got to trust the process. They've got to trust the process. You have to do the same thing in your life. You have to trust the process. You can't always control the outcome. And so I say all the time, you have to do the small things consistently over time to make big impacts. You got to do small things consistently over time to make big impacts. And those small things consistently over time, you don't necessarily get an immediate feedback loop from that. You don't immediately get the pat on the back. You don't immediately, and that's why we all like the accomplishment. That's why we always like to have the trophy. That's why we like to get the end result done, is because it satisfies our ego. It satisfies some piece of us where somebody comes and pats us on the back, tells us we did a good job, tells us that we're the best of the best. It's some kind of encouragement, right? So we get some kind of encouragement from accomplishing that end goal and doing the thing that needs to be done. But again, The flip side of that is when we don't accomplish it, when it doesn't happen, when it doesn't work out, when it doesn't go as we plan, then we get tore up. Then our mental state goes awry. Then we start to feel down about ourselves. Then our ego, which is the same ego that pats you on the back, that same ego is the same ego that turns around and tells you that you suck. It's the same voice. It's the same thing. It's the same little dude on your shoulder that told you did a good job. He's the same one that's going to tell you you suck when you mess up. So we talked a lot yesterday just about trusting the process, about just doing what needs to be done, letting the truth be the truth, letting the truth reveal itself, letting the truth just come out as it's supposed to come out. We talked about that yesterday. So today I want to talk about a little bit about, and Christy mentioned patience yesterday, and kind of that religious bent toward, don't pray for patience because God will give you things to test it. Um, so what do you do? What do you do in the face of waiting for the truth? What do you do when you're in the process and you're not seeing the results? What do you do when you're going through the motions, doing all those small things over and over and over again? You're doing those things consistently and you're still not seeing results. What do you do? How do you fight discouragement? How do you get yourself up, motivate yourself to keep going in the face of perceived perceived unsuccessfulness? That's not the word I'm looking for, but um, from your perception of not accomplishing that task fast enough, or that task isn't done, or you've not reached that goal, and you're doing these small things over and over and over again. You're trying to consistently do them over and over and over again. What do you do? How do you encourage yourself? What is your motivation? How do you get yourself up in the morning? Coach Bird always talks about that he acts his way into feeling, that he gets up even when he doesn't feel like it, and he gets up and does it anyway. And he just gets up and goes, and he just goes until it clicks. And once it clicks, now he's in the mode. Now he's in the momentum. Now he's got the mo going. What do you do? What do you do when you're doing the small things consistently over time and nothing seems to be working? When do you quit? When do you stop? When do you change directions? When do you change lanes? When do you evaluate what you're doing and if you're doing the right thing? When do you evaluate that? I'm with you, Bailey. That I've got a little sign in my bathroom in Tuscaloosa. It sits right there in the bathroom, right by my side, and it's Winston Churchill's quote that says, "Never, never, never, never give up." And there's something to be said for never, 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 never giving up, and something to be said for, Thomas Edison said, I didn't I didn't I didn't fail 9,000 times. I just found 9,000 ways where it wouldn't work. Well, and that's and Bailey, calling us, because Bailey says, "Because I'll call you and Chris to get me and to get some guidance." And that's one of the things that I'd say you need to put in your repertoire. That's one of the arrows in your quiver, is to have somebody that you can talk to, have an accountability partner who will encourage you, have a teammate, a friend, a family member, somebody that you can sit and be honest with you, but be careful of family members. Now I'm gonna tell you, because there are a lot of family members who, if they perceive you, I guess they're probably friends are the same way. But if they perceive that you're doing better than them, or they accomplish that you're going to be better, to be very, very careful who you bring into your small circle. Be very, very careful who you bring into your group of accountability, and make sure that you guys are on the same page. Because Bailey, you're right. Sometimes it takes somebody else to give you some guidance. It takes somebody else to encourage you. It takes somebody else to kind of pump up your sails a little bit, blow a little motivation, blow a little friend from what you're doing. Just be careful they're the right person. Okay. And I would say in this company, you're pretty safe with anybody that you wanted to call. You're obviously safe with me and Christy, because Christy and I will never poo-poo your plans. We'll never poo-poo your dreams. The only thing we're going to poo-poo is if you're doing something that's really, really dumb, and we'll tell you you're doing something really, really dumb. So You need to have a sounding board. You need to have 2 or 3 people. You need to have a group of people that you can rely on, that if you're pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing, and that they'll be honest with you and they'll say, hey, man, this isn't working for you. I'm not sure this is exactly what you ought to do. They may look at the situation. Christy's phenomenal at that. I can be doing something, and because Christy pays attention to detail so intently and she's so focused on the intimate details of just about everything, she doesn't miss much. And she won't call you back and she won't text you back, but she's not going to miss much. If you give her something to look at, she is going to analyze it to the nth degree. And I love having that with her, and being able to give her something and her look at it and then tweak and move it around a little bit, move some words around a little bit, say things a little bit differently to get the message out. She's really, really good at that. So I'm going to encourage you to have a group of people that you can rely on, a team, some accountability partners, another 2 or 3 people, Carrie and Anthony and Anna. There's 2 or 3 people that have some accountability groups that they're with, and they talk with each other and they run things by each other, because I promise you, the voice on this shoulder, the one that's never satisfied, it's a liar. It's a liar, and it's going to tell you you ought to quit. It's going to tell you you should go to a different company. It's going to tell you that you should get out of real estate. It's going to tell you that these clients aren't for you. It's going to tell you lots of things. I'm encouraging you to have another voice outside of your voice, outside of those voices, another voice, another person outside of that that you can go to, who will say to you and be honest with you and will help you and give you some guidance, give you some direction, and let you bounce some things off of them. Those are the best. Those are the best kind of people you got. So I'm going to encourage you, get you 1, 2, 3, 10 of those people, and I'd say probably less than 5. 3's a good number, 5's a good number, but get you some really, really close, some very, very close support that can help you with that. Um, so so in this whole vein of embracing the suck and never giving up and never quitting, having people around you that are going to push you, they're going to encourage you, having a swim buddy, as the Navy SEALs call them, having somebody there beside you who's going to help you get through those tough situations, who's going to wake up in the morning and call you and tell you to get your ass off the couch, call you in the morning and tell you to get your butt in gear, make those phone calls, do the thing. That's what you need. Okay. There is strength in numbers. There's strength in the brotherhood. There's strength in the sisterhood. There's strength in accountability, and there's strength in honesty. So get you some people like that. Okay. Um, what else? I was going to talk about something else, and I can't remember what it was now. Well, let me just go here. So in this whole vein of, and I'm gonna brag on you a little bit, Bailey, because I'm telling you, you have relocated from Florida to Tennessee, from Tennessee to Georgia, um, to get started, restart, refresh, rejump, boost, whatever, and have thrived in that. And I think, Bailey, just as an encouragement to you, man, you really do a good job of trusting the process. I think you have a lot of things, a lot of big life events have taken place with you over the last couple of years, last 18 months, and you've shined through those. So let me give you that encouragement, man, because I'm really proud of you and really proud of what you've accomplished, what you're doing, who you are, how wonderful you are for to the people around you, to Christy and I, how fantastic you've been in this company, and so I just couldn't be more proud to have you be a part of this company. So I just thought I'd tell you that while we're on here with everybody, with all 2 of us. Um, so, and I guess for those of you that watch this later, be like Bailey. Be like Bailey, where you just kind of roll with the punches, man. You just go do what you got to go do. There's very little fear and trepidation in Bailey Leonhardt. I'm just gonna tell you right now, that dude that dude is is fearless when it comes to making life decisions. And I would encourage you guys, take some of that fearlessness. Go into the unknown. Go around that corner. Go do the thing that needs to be done, that even though you're not very confident about exactly all the steps it's going to take to accomplish it, you go do it anyway. I want to encourage you to go do that. Um, get you a swim buddy, get you a partner, get you some people. Understand that you're going to suck at stuff sometimes. Things aren't always going to turn out like they're supposed to. Sometimes you put a good swing on a golf ball and the ball hits the middle of the fairway and it hits a mound and bounces out of bounds, or bounces in a bunker, or rolls in the water, or goes in the sand. That's the way it goes, man. That's life sometimes. Sometimes you make a decision and pull the trigger on something, and it turns out to be an absolute dud. I mean, that's the way it works sometimes. So so that's why having some folks, because never give up, Bailey. My problem is I get super stubborn. So in my never give up, I get very stubborn, and I get very bullheaded, and I get very stiff necked, and I decide sometimes out of ego, not sometimes out of the best decision that needs to be made, but sometimes out of ego that I'm not going to quit. Sometimes out of ego that I'm not going to adjust. Sometimes out of ego that I'm not going to alter my decision because I don't want that to then reflect poorly on me that I made a bad decision in the beginning. So be very careful, and you're never giving up, and you're never quitting, that you don't become stubborn and stiff necked, and don't take criticism, and don't take instruction, and aren't coachable, because there's another piece in that too, right? We got to be coachable. We've got to be able to take instruction. We've got to hear when somebody else may have a different perspective. We got to be able to hear that. Okay. And I'm really bad about that, about adjusting and changing and going. That's sort of my C personality, where I become very stiff necked and stubborn. So don't be that. Don't give up, but also don't effort in futility for years and years and years either. Um, so I'm gonna get off here because I need to go drive. I've been here like 20 minutes, and apparently nobody's jumping on here. So I'm gonna split. Bailey, Laney, love y'all. I really do. Laney, I'll see you in a little bit. Bailey, we'll probably see you here pretty soon. But love you guys. Be good. Be great. Be you. Remember, embrace the suck. Do the things that need to be done, even though you don't really want to do them. Have a little bit of dog in you. Don't give up, but don't be stiff necked. Get you a group of people around you that'll speak truth in your life. Okay, people that you trust and value. So love you guys. Have an awesome day. We'll see you soon. Bye, y'all.